My name is Ritesh Jana, and right now I'm in CAP 06 batch of Masai School. And today in this video, I will describe about one of my assignment where I have to describe about some of the topics of ES-6 module. So the first topic which I describe is the difference between the let and const. Let and const are almost same. They are basically used to initialize a variable. When I initialize a variable with a let keyword, like if I give the let keyword to a variable named name1 and we give its value like Ritesh, and if we console it, we can see the value is printed here. So if we use the let keyword, we can reassign the value to the variable. Like if we give now change the value of name1 to something others like this, then the variable name1 and the value of name1 is now changed to Hitesh, and we can see that. But this method is not acceptable with the const keyword, because if we give any variable the const keyword like and we print it to the console, we can see there is no change. But the main fact is, if we change and reassign the value to the variable name2 again, then it is not acceptable. Like we cannot change its value and reassign the value to the same variable like name2. If we do that, it shows us an error because it is not possible with a const keyword. So that is the main difference. When we give any let keyword to any variable, we can change its value as number of times we want. But if we give the const keyword to any variable, we cannot change its value. Its value is fixed. If we just uncomment that line and you see in the console, we can see it is properly fine. The next topic which I describe is arrow function. So just 1 minute. Arrow function. Arrow function is basically the modern way of writing a function. Generally, till now when ES-6 is not introduced to us, we generally write a function like in that way. That is the old way of any writing any function. Like if we want to and calculate the sum of two variables, then we give the name the variable the function to sum, and we perform some operation inside it, and we call that function. And in that function we give its argument, like we give two arguments, and inside the function we get that value, and inside that value, inside that function, we just print it. It is the old way, and there is nothing new to that. So that is the old method, and we can see we can get the 30. As you can see, this 30, it is the old way of writing a function. But it is we have to write some more code when use that way. And yes, basically arrow function introduced to us in the ES-6 module, and we all know that ES-6 is the better way to write JavaScript, and it is a modern way. So that's why ES-6 nowadays is very popular, and that's the main reason, because ES-6 is new, ES-6 is updated, ES-6 modern. That's why mainly most of the people prefers that. And also if we use ES-6 concepts and ES-6 topics, so it also requires less code also, and give us more flexibility, and also give us more easy way to code any programming So it is a old way of write function, but if we use any arrow function, like there is nothing in no much need to be changed, but just we have to change 2 to 3 places, and we can see that the same function, if we use arrow function, just we have to change, just we have to give the name of the function we have to give here, and the arrow function we have to give the name here in the first, and just we have to eliminate that function word, and we have to give just parameter like a and b, and in the same way we have to just call it and give it argument, and we can get the result like this. And inside this we can see that's the way, and we can see that the same result is also on the console. And sorry, we can see the same result inside in also the console. That's the main logic, and also arrow functions also is also very helpful for us in the objects also, because objects we also use function methods. So that's why arrow function is also very useful in also objects on inside object methods also. If we write an object like and give it some key value pair like a10, and make one like object method like b. Now the main question arises, if we console here, console dot log this. So the main question arises here, and if we just like call it, okay. Now the question arises, if we use here this keyword, generally if we use this keyword, this represents mainly the parent or the owner object. So here if we see, we can see the owner object, and we can see the main object. But if we use here arrow function, we can see the change. So if we use arrow function here, it is something different, and we can see that we use the same code and just copy paste it, and we'll see the change. And we can see here this is not reference to the owner object, here this reference to the global object, which is a window object. So that's the difference. So if we want to mainly use this keyword to mainly identify the owner object, then we have to use the normal function or normal object method, and if we want to use the global object, then we have to use the arrow function. So that's the difference. Next topic which I will describe is template literal. Template literal is also a modern ES-6 topic. So if we give any variable a value like and console it, sorry, we can see it, there is no new thing in here. But if we use multi-line keyword, it is not possible in the our old JavaScript logic. And if you want to use multi-word string, it is not possible. Like my name is, it is not possible, it is throwing an error, we can see easily it. Okay, but if we use the multi-line string, we have to use the template literal, and it is properly fine. If we use that kind of manner, and we also use and I That's a dummy sentence. And we can see it is a multi-line keyword, yeah, multi-line string. So that's not a factor when we use the template literal. Template literal is properly fine with the multi line string, but if we use the normal way, it shows some error. And generally in the previous, when arrow function is not introduced to us, we if we give any variable a value, then like we want to print it, then in the inside a string or the with the string, then we have to, this is the number, and we have to just concat it because we want its value with the string. But and we can see it is concatenated with the string, and we have to just name the name of the variable, and we can see that. But in the in the template literal, we not want to to write that kind of syntax. We have to use like template literal, and we have to just give the name of the variable, and we can see the same result. So we can see that there we have to use the plus sign, there we have to use the string symbol, many things. And in the ES-6 template literal, it is very easy to use and very also optimized code. So that's why it is very much useful at days now, the template literal. So the next topic I describe is basically default parameters. Default parameters is basically very useful in the function. Basically, like if we give any function any name like add, and we give three variables like a, b, the c variable we give any default value like 30, and it's used at tail later, like we call the function and just give the values like 10, 20 and 40. Okay, so if we console here, like c, and we just print its value, we can see it is 40, 60, 70. We can see the value 70, but if we give only two arguments, then we can see the automatically the value of c automatically assigned to 30, and the total value will be 60. So that's the change. That's the main difference between that's the main thing of default parameters. When you give any arguments or any value to the variable inside the function call, is value assigned to the variable to the same value. And when you not give any value to the specific variable, its value automatically takes the value of the default value, and that's the main logic. And other thing is we have to use that default parameters only at the last of the function call and of the parameters, because we cannot use it to the middle or to the first, because it throws some error. Next topic which I will describe is for of loop. Sorry. For of loop where is mainly in arrays. Basically, if we get any array like where we get multiple values also, like 2, 20, 30, and we just want to print its value only, not its index, then we use for of loop. For of loop, we have to use that for let any variable or any name as we use here, like x of, and we have to use let the key variable name, and we have to just print it. Sorry. and we can see the all the values properly were printed to us. And we also, it is also applicable with the string also, like if we not give any arrays or if any string, it is also properly fine. It also works properly fine with the strings also. Like we can get all the proper characters of that string on a proper way, but we cannot get the index. We have to remember that thing. The next topic which I will describe is object and array restructuring. Okay. So when you write any object, like you have to just write any of the object like a 10 and sorry, that is properly fine. And if you want to console the value of the keyword key of a, and we have to just use the object dot a or object dot b. If you want to print the value of the b keyword, we have to just write that way. But in array and object restructuring, the syntax is little bit different. Like we have to write on that way, like let, and we have to give the object symbol, and inside that we have to write the key, what value we want. And like if we want a b key value, then we have to write b, and we have to just write the object name, and that's the way. And there is nothing less than that, and we have to just console it, and we can get the value. You can see we can get the value of b, like Ritesh, we can get the same value. But if we want the a values also variable, we can also define a also, and we also write here like, sorry, you can get both the values. So that is object restructuring, and the same also goes with the array restructuring also. Restructuring is basically very much useful with the promises also, and we also use that with the other JavaScript topics also. Like if we give any array, topic remains same, the logic remains same, but we have to use that on JavaScript, other JavaScript topics. And we have to just give some of the names like if b, if we give a, we can get the 10. That's the main logic of array and object Java restructuring, and also same goes with the other variables also. Next topic which I will describe is rest operator. So what is rest operator? Rest operator is basically when you get any values to a function, and which number of values is not properly defined, and the runtime the user can give as much values as the user want, then we use particularly the rest operator. By using the rest operator, the user mainly gives as much value as you want in the runtime to the function. Like if we define any function like sum, and we give any rest operator like okay, and we just call it and we can see, and we'll see the what is the difference and what is the result also, like 10, 20, 30, 40, sorry, and we just print the value. And we will see what is the value of this keyword, and we can see it is the array. So on that way, and if we give as much value like 60, 70, there is no difference. It also print the same all the values of that function call, and in a array, inside of any array. And we can easily now calculate any of the operations. Like if you want to calculate the total, it is very much easy with that, and we have to just use that for just for each loop, and that is totally fine. And here is the call, here is the arrow function, and just we have to use total as equals to el, and just we have to, after that for each loop, we have to just console it, and we can see the total. Sorry, we can see the total is 280. And if we want, we can give more numbers like 80, 90. So basically it not depends upon the number of variables we give. Basically if we in the previous methods, we have to give that much arguments that the variable we have, but here is no limitation. We can give as much value as much value in the inside the argument as we can. So that is the main, basically the advantage. And we can see the total. So the next topic is spread operator. Spread operator is basically almost almost same like rest operator, but here there is some little difference like spread operator also. Like if we write any array like 10, 20, and 30, we console it, and what we see, we can see its value. And if we write another array, and we want these array values also in this array, so what is the method? Just we have to write three dots, and we have to give the name of the array, and we have to give the other values like what you want, others like 40, 50, and and we'll see what is the value of array 2. And we can see here the values of 10, 20, 30, and sorry, I have to console. Sorry. So now we can see the value is 10, 20, 30, and 40, 50. Like we just copy all the values from here to here, and the other remaining values. So that's the main thing. In spread operator, we just have to write three dots and array name, and just we copy all the values to the array 2. We can also give the some values like 100, 120 in the first also, and that is not different. All the values are goes to the array 2. The next topic which I will cover is classes. It is also the modern and ES-6 topic of JavaScript. Basically, classes are used to make new objects in a efficient and proper way. Like for making a new class and for making a new object, class is very helpful. Like you have to just give the name of the class. Like if you want to give some information about the person, you have to just name the class name to person, and you have to just a constructor. And inside the constructor, we just assign some properties of that object. Like we want to give this name. So name. And inside a constructor we can also write a function also, like view. And here we just console the name of the age of the name of, or what is it in her name. Here we use the template literal. Here, sorry, the name is this dot name, sorry, and the age is age. Now it is properly, now it is properly fine, and we have to just make the new object, like p1 is the name of the new object, and we have to just use that person q name of the class, and we have to just give name and age as arguments, like and 26. And sorry, and just we have to call that method function, basically the function. And we can see, sorry, and we can see here the name is Ritesh and the age is 26. And you have to use a new keyword also when you make new object, that I also properly forget. So we have to use, here we can see we make a new object, and here the of the value and the name or name and the value which assigned to that object we can see here. And if we want to make another new object, like p2, and we give it some different name like Sion, and we give him age like 25, and we want to print it, we have to just call that method, and we can see that here the name is Ritesh and age is 26, here name is Sion and age is 25. So by that way, making object is very much easier for that, very much easier for us to write. When it is, when you want to write 30-40 objects with a different name, different age, then process will be properly very much hectic when you use functions. So we have to write other mm, different function, and that is not the proper and efficient way. We have to use the classes. So that is the topic of ES-6 classes. So all the topics are now covered now, and thank you for watching.